Hello everybody. This is a little presentation I did for the Viewfinders Photography Club of Brussels on how to smoke, how to shoot incense smoke. I hope you enjoy it and find it useful. The equipment you would need for this is obviously your camera. For the lens, I tend to use a 90mm macro lens, but you can probably get away with an 85 or a zoom lens, depending on your environment. A tripod, and and an external camera release and an off-camera flash and a trigger. We're not going to be triggering the flash from the camera. We're going to be doing it on a separate trigger. I'll explain why in a moment. You'll want a snoot rolled up around the flash. You can use a bit of rolled up paper if you don't have one. This is to focus the light just on the smoke and not to basically explode all over the background. And some incense sticks and a lighter. And loads of patience because you're going to be taking tons of photos. So basic setup is you position your incense stick and then pre-focus the camera onto where you think the smoke's going to be, or you can do it to the top of the incense stick and then just move the camera up a bit. Once you've got the focus correct, then switch the camera to manual focus because you don't want it to be focus hunting while you're taking the shots. I tend to set the aperture to around somewhere between f8 and f14 and a very low ISO. Vibration noise reduction off. And then you want to take a test shot. For this test shot, you set the camera to bulb mode, which is what we'll use for the other photos as well. So the shutter stays open until you release it. Do long exposure shots, say 10 seconds, maybe even a little bit more. The result of this shot should be a completely black photo. If it isn't, then you can adjust either the aperture or the ISO and try it again. Position the flash to the side of the incense stick with the snoot aimed to where the smoke will be. Light the incense stick and then open the camera shutter. Keep the camera shutter open, so keep holding that trigger. And then you can fire the flash. You can actually do it a couple of times if you like. Close the camera shutter and have a look and see what the photo looks like. And you can make any adjustments you think are necessary. For example, more power to the flash or whatever, or the apertures, etc. This is a very easy method to experiment with. You can try using color filters or gels on your flash units, trying slightly different positions with the flash. Gently blowing or moving the hands over the smoke can be rather fun. Multiple incense sticks, different backgrounds. I mean, I'm just using black, and multiple flash units. If you're using multiple flash units, then the best bet is for the second one just to be slave to fire when the first one fires. With this sort of setup, you can use the flash several times in the same shot, which can give you more complex effects. And there's a few sort of examples here. They're a bit random. Minimal post processing. If you go too heavy on the post processing, the result can look a little bit sort of cartoonish and just weird. And there's a few examples I'll show you now of some of the ones I took. I call this one the dancers, the ballerina, yeah, abstract, and the mask, I call this one. I hope you found this useful. If you have any comments, you can drop me a line on my website through the Contact Us form.